Hello students, welcome to the class. We were discussing about Vadayars of Mysuru. In our previous session, we have studied about Chikkadevaraya. Also, we have studied about Hyder Ali and Tippu Sultan and their achievements in life. Today, in this session, we are going to study about Krishna Raja Vadayar III, who has ruled from 1799 to 1831 CE. Again, we are going to study about the administration of commissioners. Those commissioners, how they have administrated Mysore, how that we are going to study. Among that, who are those commissioners? Mark Cubbon, who has administrated from 1834 to 1861 CE. Also, we are going to study about Louis Bentham Boring. And then we are going to study about Chamaraja Vadayar X, who has ruled from 1881 to 1894 CE. And later we are going to study about Nalvadi Krishna Raja Vadayar from 1902 to 1940 CE. Then we are going to study about achievements of Nalvadi Krishna Raja Vadayar. Among them, we are going to study about later, that is after this achievements, we are going to study about Sir M. Vishveshwaraya and Sir Mirza Ismail. Let us start studying one by one. Let us first discuss about Krishna Raja Vadayar III, who has ruled from 1799 to 1831 CE. That is, the period of wars ended with the fall of Tippu Sultan. See, we have studied about Hyder Ali and Tippu Sultan, who have done the wars repeatedly, but the period of wars ended along with Tippu Sultan itself. The British took over the Mysuru state and divided into 4 parts among Marathas, Nizam and themselves. See, after the end of wars, what the Britishers did, they took over the Mysore state and they divided that into 4 parts, among whom all? Among Marathas, Nizams and themselves. The remaining 1 part was returned to Mysuru Vadayars. See, among 4 parts, 1 part was given to Marathas, 2nd for the Nizams and the 3rd part for the Britishers itself. And the 4th part, they returned back it to the Mysuru Vadayars. Krishna Raja Vadayar III was brought to power. Who came into power at that time? Krishna Raja Vadayar III, he was brought to the power. Since Krishna Raja Vadayar III was only 5-year-old boy, Purnaya was appointed as the Diwan of Mysuru. See, at that time, Krishna Raja Vadayar III, he was only a son of he was only a boy of 5 years old, and that is why Purnaya, he was appointed as Diwan of Mysuru. As they felt that Krishna Raja Vadayar III did not properly suppress the revolt of Bidnuru of Shivamogga, they dethroned the king and brought the administration of Mysuru under a commissioner. See, what happened again was Krishna Raja Vadayar III, what he did not properly suppress this fight of Bidnuru of Shivamogga, and that is why as a result what happened, Krishna Raja Vadayar III was dethroned. His power of king was being taken back and the administration of Mysore, that was given to the commissioners. Now let us study about the administration of commissioners. Among that, first we are going to study about Mark Cubbon. See what all he has done. Mark Cubbon implemented many administrative reforms in the state. What he did? He started applying many administrative reformations, many new things in his administrations. He transferred the capital from Mysuru to Bengaluru. Since Mysuru was their capital, what he did? He transferred the capital from Mysuru to Bengaluru. Mysuru was divided into many administrative units and kept them under superintendent's supervision. See, Mysore itself, it was divided into different administrative units and was kept under the supervision of these superintendents. Administration units were divided into, see, later these administrative units, they were divided into districts and taluks. Judiciary and police departments were organized well. Apart from this, what happened? Police department was organized and also the judicial departments were also well organized. Kannada was implemented as the official language. Mark Cubbon, what he did? He appointed, or what they did? They implemented as Kannada as their official language. New roads were built, and as a result, all the major places of the state could get connected directly to Bengaluru. See what happened? New roads were started. Mark Cubbon, he built new roads, and what happened as a result? Many different huge big places, they all came into direct connection with Bengaluru. Bridges were built and telegraph lines were laid. What happened later? Apart from the roads, even the bridges were built and telegraph lines were being set up. The construction of railway line between Bengaluru and Jollarpet started. This was the first railway in the state. See, the first railway was being started between what? Between Bengaluru and Jollarpet. He resigned from the commissioner post in 1861. The Cubbon Park was built in his memory. See, Mark Cubbon, what he did? He resigned from this position of commissioner in the year 1861. As his remark, the Cubbon Park, or as his memory, the Cubbon Park was built in Bengaluru. Next, we are going to study about Louis Bentham Baring. Louis Bentham Baring took charge as the commissioner in 1862. See, after Mark Cubbon, who has resigned the position of commissioner in the year 1861, this Louis Bentham Baring, he took charge as commissioner in the year 1862. He reorganized the administration structure of Mysuru state. This Louis Bentham Baring, he again reorganized the structure of Mysuru state. The land revenue collection process was reorganized. We all have studied about land revenue, right? Like if any crops are irrigated, then what happened? The land revenue is being taken, tax is being collected, right? This process was being started by whom? Louis Bentham Baring. Land revenue collection, he started this process. Judiciary and police department were established properly. Apart from that, what happened? As like Mark Cubbon, judiciary and police departments were also well established by whom? By Louis Bentham Baring. Educational reforms were introduced with the establishment of Department of Public Instruction. See, educational reformers, that was introduced with the help of what? With the help of establishment of Department of Public Instruction. Baring resigned from the commissioner's post in 1870. Louis Baring, he resigned his position of commissioner in the year 1870. The commissioner laid the strong foundation for the development of Mysuru state. This commissioner, that is Louis Bentham Baring, he has laid a strong foundation. He has worked from the base for the development of Mysuru state. Now let us study about Chamaraja Vadiya X, who has ruled from 1881 to 1894 CE. In 1881, British handed over the administration of the state again to Chamaraja Vadiya X. See what happened again in the year 1881. Britishers, because they took back it from the Vadiyars and gave under the rule of commissioners, right? Now again in the year 1881 what they did is they handed over back the state again to Chamaraja Vadaiyar 10. This is called Punardhara, handing over back this Mysuru state to Wadayars, that is called as Punardhara. C. Rangacharlu and K. Sheshadri Iyer ruled as Divans under him. C. Rangacharlu and K. Sheshadri Iyer, they both ruled as Divans under the rule of Chamaraja Vadaiyar 10. In 1881, People Representative Assembly started functioning. What happened under his rule? In the year 1881, People Representative Assembly that started working, that started functioning. Now let us study about Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadaiyar, who has ruled from 1902 to 1940 CE. Chamraj Vadaiyar 10 died in Calcutta while he was on a visit. What happened actually? Chamraj Vadaiyar 10, when he was on a visit to Calcutta, he died there. Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadaiyar ascended throne as his successor in 1895 and he was only 11 years old then. See what happened? Soon after the death of Chamaraja Vadaiyar 10 in the year 1895, Vadaiyar, that is Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadaiyar, he came on the throne at the age of 11 years. The administration was run by his mother Nanjammani, who was looking after the administration, his mother Nanjammani. The direct rule of Nalvadi started from 1902. See, from when did the direct rule started? From the year 1902. He was well educated and laid a firm foundation for a modern state during his long reign. See what happened? That is Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadaiyar, what he did, he was well educated and he started putting firm foundation for the modern state during his long period. He was visionary and had a soft corner for the welfare of the downtrodden. See, he had a vision. He used to think about the future and he also had soft corner towards the people who were treated very badly during someone else's rule. Because those people who are at the power, they are going to treat very badly for the people who are working below them, right? For those kinds of people, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadaiyar, he had a soft corner. He formed Miller Commission in order to ensure the participation of all sections of the society in the administration. See, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadaiyar, what he did? He formed Miller Commission. What it is Miller Commission? For what purpose? To make sure that everyone participates, means in people of all the sections in the society participate in this administration. This was the vision of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadaiyar. Now let us study what are the achievements of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadaiyar. He gave 371 acres of land and 5 lakh rupees grants to J.N. Tata to start a science institution in Bengaluru. What Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadaiyar did? He gave 371 acres of land. Apart from this, he also gave 5 lakh rupees grant for whom? For J.N. Tata to start what? To start in science institution in Bengaluru. In 1907, Legislative Assembly was established. In the year 1907, what happened? This Legislative Assembly that was established. This enabled people to discuss their problems through their representative. This Legislative Assembly, what role it played? All the problems were being discussed in the assembly by whom? By their representatives. He built a KRS dam and developed agriculture in the state. See, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadaiyar, what he did? He built that KRS dam and developed the agriculture in the state. The present Mysuru Palace was completed in the year 1910. The Mysuru Economic Conference was started in 1911. When was this Mysuru Economic Conference started? Started in the year 1911. He passed the order that backward classes should get special representation in government service. What happened? See, he started passing an order that those backward classes, they should get their special representation in government service. He gave voting power to women for the first time. See, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar, he gave voting power for the women, to the women for the first time. Nalvadi ushered in development in education, industries, banking and other important sectors by playing the role of a guide and a motivator. See, Nalvadi, he used to think, he used to develop, he used to contribute towards the development in education, industries, banking and also in other important sectors. What kind of role he played? He played as the role of guide and as the role of motivator. He appointed talented divans who could translate his vision into reality. See, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar, he appointed divans. What kind of divans? Those divans who can translate his vision, who can translate his dreams, he can translate his future things into reality. Among them, Sir M. Vishveshwaraya and Sir Mirza Ismail are important. Among those talented divans, who are the important divans? Sir M. Vishveshwaraya and Sir Mirza Ismail, they are the important divans under this rule of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar. Mahatma Gandhi ji called the Mysuru state of Nalvadi as the Ramraj and called him Rajashri. See, Mahatma Gandhi ji, what he did in the Mysuru state under the rule of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar, called it as Ramraj and called Vadayar as Rajashri. There was no mature ruler like Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar in the early part of 20th century. There was no good king like, no mature ruler like Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar in the early part of this 20th century. Mysuru Palace was built in the year 1910. A huge fire had destroyed the previous wooden palace. See what happened actually? Mysuru Palace, it was built in the year 1910. But because of the huge fire, the previous wooden palace was destroyed. Skilled workers had come from different places for its construction. So many different skilled workers came from different places for the construction of this Mysuru Palace. The main hall, that is we call as the Darbar Hall, was painted by whom? By a famous artist called Raja Vivarma. He was the famous artist. He has painted that main hall which is called as Darbar Hall. Financial difficulties arose during the construction of Raja Sagar Dam across river Kaveri. The royal family sold its gold ornaments in Bombay and raised money for the construction work. See what happened actually? During the construction of this Raja Sagar Dam, there was a lot of financial difficulties. So that is why what this royal family did, the royal family sold its gold ornaments in Bombay and gave the money for the construction of dam. Now we are going to study about Sir M. Vishveshwaraya. Sir M. Vishveshwaraya is considered as the sculptor and creator of modern Mysuru. See what has happened? Sir M. Vishveshwaraya, he is considered as a sculptor and also the creator of modern Mysuru. He worked as the chief engineer of Mysuru from 1909 to 1912. Sir M. Vishveshwaraya, he has worked as Chief Engineer of Mysuru from the year 1909 to 1912. Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar appointed him as Diwan of Mysuru in 1912. Actually, what happened after that Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar, what he did, he appointed Sir M. Vishveshwaraya as Diwan of Mysore in 1912. During this period, Mysuru state progressed as per the vision of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar. When Sir M. Vishveshwaraya was a Diwan, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar, he has his own visions, he has his own thoughts towards the Mysuru state, right? According to his vision, Mysuru state started growing, it started progressing. Industrialize or perish was the famous declaration of Sir M. Vishveshwaraya. What was the main thought, or what was the main declaration of Sir M. Vishveshwaraya? Industrialize the state, modernize the state, or else it will be a fall of completely dead fall of the state. That was his declaration. He started sandalwood factory at Mysuru. See, Sir M. Vishveshwaraya, he started sandalwood factory at Mysuru, which is a soap factory. Central Industrial Workshop was started by him. Leather processing and metal factories were started in Bengaluru. Apart from that, leather processing and metal factories were also started in Bengaluru. In order to provide impetus to trade and commerce, Mysore Chambers of Commerce and Industries was started at Bengaluru. See what happened? In order to provide force, for the growth of trade and commerce, Mysuru Chambers of Commerce and Industries, that was started at Bengaluru by Sir M. Vishveshwaraya. Mysuru Bank was started in the year 1913 to provide support to the growth of industries. Vishveshwaraya believed that education is the key to progress of a country. What Vishveshwaraya thought? He believed only education, that is the base, that is the key to the progress of a country. He made primary education compulsory and gave importance to technical education. See, Vishveshwaraya, he gave importance on the primary education and also focused more on technical education. He established an agriculture school at Hebbal. The University of Mysuru, established in the year 1916, has achieved phenomenal success. See, University of Mysore, that was established in the year 1916, it has achieved a very good, very remarkable success. Kannada Sahitya Parishad was established in the year 1915. The construction of the KRS dam continued and got completed in the year 1932. See, the construction of KRS dam, it continued and got completed in the year 1932. The railway lines between Mysuru and Arsikere, Boringpete and Kolar were laid. What is his still more contribution? That the railway lines between Mysuru and Arsikere were started, and also in between Boringpete and Kolar they were laid. Vishveshwaraya was instrumental in implementing many of the visionary programs of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar. What happened actually? Vishveshwaraya, he was one of the main person who brought so many thoughts of Nalvadi Krishnaraja, so many visions of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadayar into the reality. Finally, he resigned from the post of Diwan in the year 1918. Sir M. Vishveshwaraya, he resigned his position of Diwan in the year 1980. The British government awarded him with Knight Commander. See, because of his works, British government awarded him with Knight Commander. The government of India awarded Bharat Ratna in the year 1955. He was the first Kannadiga to receive it. Sir M. Vishveshwaraya, he was the first Kannadiga to receive this Bharat Ratna award. We can see here in the poster that Kannada Sahitya Parishat in Bangalore and State Bank of Mysuru. Also Krishnaraja Sagar Dam, nothing but KRS Dam. Now we are going to study about Sir Mirza Ismail. Diwan Sir Mirza Ismail is also considered as one of the builders of modern Mysuru. As Sir M. Vishveshwaraya, the same way Sir Mirza Ismail, he is considered as the builder of modern Mysuru. He also established various industries as per the wish of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar. What happened? Sir Mirza Ismail, he has also established various industries according to the wish of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, glass industry, porcelain factory, fertilizer industry of Bedagoda, sugar factory of Mandya, matchstick factory at Shivamogga and iron and steel factory at Bhadravati. These are the various industries established by Sir Mirza Ismail. An airport was established at Jakur. See, an airport was also established in Jakur by Sir Mirza Ismail. Radio stations were started in Bengaluru and Mysuru. He also encouraged rural industries. He not only supported these things, he also encouraged the rural industries. A khadi production center was established at Badanavalu near Mysuru. See what happened actually? A khadi production center that was established at Badanavalu near Mysuru. Irrigation facility was given to Mandya district by constructing Irvine Canal. Irrigation facility that was provided for which district? For Mandya district by constructing which canal? By constructing Irvine Canal. The city of Mysuru was made the city of gardens. Actually what happened? The city of Mysuru that was converted into city of gardens by Sir Mirza Ismail. The Brindavan garden was established in front of the Krishnaraja Sagar Dam. We all know about the Brindavan garden which is present in front of Krishnaraja Sagar Dam, that was been done by Sir Mirza Ismail. We can see here in the poster that Brindavan garden. National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences in Bengaluru, Narasimha Raja Hospital in Kolar, McGowan Hospital in Shivamogga, Vani Vilas Hospital in Mysuru were started during his time. See, during the time of Sir Mirza Ismail, how many hospitals were started? Nimans in Bengaluru was started, Narasimha Raj Hospital in Kolar was started, McGowan Hospital in Shivamogga that was started, Vani Vilas Hospital in Mysuru. These were the hospitals started during his time. Primary education was encouraged and primary education law was implemented. See, he mostly supported for the primary education and primary education law that was implemented. The private schools were offered aid to run the schools. The primary schools, the private primary schools, or we can say the private schools, they were offered with the helping hands to run their schools. Kannada medium education was offered in high schools. Thus, Sir Mirza Ismail was instrumental in implementing the visions of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar. Sir Mirza Ismail, he was also an instrument, he was also a way to bring out all the visions of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar. Sir Mirza Ismail was also the classmate of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar and was successful in translating the vision of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar into reality. See, he was not only a Diwan, but Sir Mirza Ismail, he was the classmate of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar and he was successful in translating all the visions of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar into the reality. After the death of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar, Jayachamaraja Vadayar came into power. See, after the death of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar, who came into power? Jayachamaraja Vadayar, he came into power. He was the last ruler of the Mysuru state. That is Jayachamaraja Vadayar, he was the last ruler of Mysuru state. After the declaration of Indian independence, a satyagraha started in front of the palace demanding for the inclusion of Mysuru state in the Indian Federation under the leadership of K.C. Reddy. See what happened actually? After the declaration of Indian independence, there was a satyagraha in front of the palace with what demand? Demanding that the independent Mysuru state that should be included in the Indian Federation under the leadership of K.C. Reddy. As a result, Jayachamaraja Vadayar accepted the demand and became a part of India. After this, what happened? Jayachamaraja, he accepted this demand and became the part of India. A responsible government came into existence under the leadership of K.C. Reddy on October 24th, 1947. See, as a responsible government came into existence under whose leadership? Under the leadership of K.C. Reddy. When? On October 24th, 1947. Jayachamaraja Vadayar later became the first governor of Mysuru state. Who became the first governor of Mysuru state? Jayachamaraja Vadayar. He became the first governor of Mysuru state. This is all about Vadayars of Mysuru. There is some chronology. Let us study. Chikkadevaraja Vadayar, he has ruled from 1673 to 1704 CE. Next comes Hyder Ali from 1761 to 1782 CE. Next is Tipu Sultan, who has ruled from 1782 to 1799 CE. And next comes, we are going to see about first Anglo-Mysuru War, which happened from 1767 to 1769 CE. Then comes the second Anglo-Mysuru War from 1780 to 1784 CE. After that, third Anglo-Mysuru War was led on 1790 to 1792 CE. Then comes fourth Anglo-Mysuru War, which was in 1799 CE. Mark Cubbon from 1834 to 1861 CE. Bowring from 1862 to 1870 CE. Chamaraja Vadayar 10 was from 1881 to 1894 CE. Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar from 1902 to 1940 CE. Sir M. Vishveshwaraya from 1912 to 1918 CE. Sir Mirza Ismail from 1926 to 1941 CE. So students, in this session we have studied about Krishnaraja Vadayar 3, administration of commissioners, that is 2 commissioners, then about Chamaraja Vadayar 10, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar, achievements of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vadayar. After that we studied about Sir M. Vishveshwaraya and Sir Mirza Ismail. So I hope you all have followed whatever is being taught in this class. Stay safe, eat healthy. Thank you.